Frail Fragment is a music podcast, but we talk about movies, entertainment, sports, whatever's on our mind, open stream of consciousness, in awareness, and making it a little comical on the side.
Frail Fragment's Monster Closet.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Beautiful day so far, man.
It is, man. There's no more humidity. The storm has left. And it's a nice day today, bro. It's like not too humid at all.
Perfect day to be outside, you know what I mean?
And we have an awesome guest today, too. He's returning Ben Reaburn from Primal Note Studios, Primal Note Productions. I invited him, so he's gonna be on any second now. I'm gonna talk to him. He released one of our videos that he did for washer dryer, and if you haven't seen it, it's really cool. Check it out on our YouTube channel or go to our website FrailFragment.com. You can see it. And there's Primal Note Studios primalnote.com too. That's the website for his place. But I want to see if he's okay. How did the flooding go? Because he has a rehearsal fucking space, right?
That's right.
There he is. Hey Ben, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How are you guys doing?
Good. That's Ace, the co-host. I think he was on the last time we talked, so that's cool. Yeah. Thanks for joining the Monster Closet. I'm just gonna give a little quick intro, and then we'll start the show. Is that cool?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, yeah. So it's Friday, July 19th, 2024. This is the Monster Closet episode number 71. Today we got a special one, a returning guest, the founder of Primal Note Studios at Dufferin and Eglinton. The location is actually 1141 Roselawn Avenue. It's a great spot. We did a music video with Ben because he's a jack of all trades. He's also a photographer, director, musician, and he did a great video for washer dryer. We released one of the versions, the uncut version, we're calling it, and you could check it out at frailfragment.com or anywhere. YouTube, check Primal Note. Is it primalnote.com? Yeah, yep. Primalnote.com. And this guy's he's keeping busy, man. He just did a video for the Android meme, Vincent Burbum. Really cool video as well. I mean, I really like his videos. You should check them out. Hit him up. Because he does Primal Note Productions as well, and he's he's good at what he does. So, the proof is in the pudding. Check our video out for washer dryer. And that's the cut version. That's the uncut version. We want to kind of share the cut version with you for in and around our Halloween show. We're going to be doing a Halloween gig on October 26th with Phantom High at the Atria. So, and Android Meme are going to be playing that show, and Birdie. So it's going to be a cool, dark kind of music show. And, we want to share that video with you. And we're going to kind of throw in some scenes from The Night Devourers, a Jason Hawkins film. And, I'm excited to see that. I love, kind of when creative ideas align and something happens, and Ben, I can't thank you enough for helping us out and doing that.
Yeah, man.
And you rock, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. Just a side note about Primal Note. Okay, yeah. Did you guys get flooded, dude?
No, not flooded. We had no power until almost midnight.
Wow. Yeah, dude, we're the last area to get power. I had to go to my mother-in-law's house. She lives at 401, I guess, in Dufferin, because everything north of Bentwood or Bentworth or whatever the fuck that street is, by the Cat's Deli there or whatever, Yorkdale.
Yep.
Anything north of there was nothing happened, dude.
Yeah.
But before there, it was just just absolute fucking destruction until about, I would say, 8:30 at night maybe, and there's still no power. Like I live at Dufferin and Lawrence, no power until about 11 o'clock. So yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah, we were one of the last neighborhoods. I was obsessive.
Yeah.
There was a Reddit thread where people were chiming in on what neighborhoods were getting power back, and I was just obsessively refreshing all day because it's like I had stuff to do that day. I had people had booked time and all that, but yeah, we didn't get our power until I think it was 11:30. Like by about like 9 o'clock, we were just like, well, whatever, we'll just hang out, and it'll come back on when it comes back on. There's not a whole lot we can do about it.
I know. I was like, imagine leaving from I left from Dufferin and St. Clair. That's where my office is, and it took me about an hour and 10 minutes to get to Wilson, right? So I mean, imagine leaving. My wife was on the 30th floor downtown.
Oh, that's brutal.
So she had to get a person from work gave her a lift uptown. It took her over 2 hours to get out of that shit, right? So I mean, it was crucial places that lost power, right fucking downtown, was no power at all, in the financial district or whatever, nothing had power.
Yeah.
And I mean, how did this happen, dude?
Yeah, I don't understand how it's still. It's not like it. I understand that it was a lot more rain in a shorter amount of time than we're used to, but come on,
yeah.
We
live in one of the biggest fucking cities in North America. This doesn't happen in New York City, bro, where the fucking city shuts down because it rains too much.
Yeah. No, it's
we lose power, and then it goes what? I know. Yeah. And then I think about I always think about my horror movie would be, how long would it take for the city to go in complete fucking chaos without power?
Well, I mean, we
three months before we start killing each other.
Just a couple.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that blackout in 2004 was what, 2-3 days, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But, and the gas stations were ridiculous. People were giving away ice cream and all their shit. All the food would go bad. I mean, people were dying for a fucking battery radio to get some.
That one was a little bit easier to get through because we weren't nearly as hooked into tech as we are now. That was
that's true, man.
That's true. That happened. So I mean, but now it's what the hell do you do all day when there's nothing, no power? It's the boredom in particular just really sets in. But
2003, dude. I remember I was coming from Steve's Music with my acoustic guitar, and I was on the subway going northbound, and right at I think Davisville, fucking train stops. And everybody's just kind of just chilling, and then 3 minutes are going by. It's yo, it's kind of getting hot in here, man. Let's open these fucking doors, right? By 6 minutes in, they were cranking the doors open. Everybody evacuated. We go upstairs, and it's just an abortion of fucking cars and people trying to get on buses. This is 2003, right?
Yeah.
And I was still working for the job I have, right? So I walked to Yonge and Eglinton to one of the places. I used to work in as a cashier in a parking booth, right?
Right.
For the Toronto Parking Authority. And I went in there, and the guys were cranking the gates, and they're hey man, you want to work and write these people up and stuff? I'm fuck that, right? And you couldn't get on a bus, and at the time I lived at DVP in Lawrence.
Oof.
So I just walked home.
Yeah.
With my guitar, and I was thinking, I'm holy fuck, I remember seeing the looting that happened at Steve's while this was happening, and I just missed that because people were taking guitars and just running out of the fucking place, dude.
That's crazy.
Holy shit.
I was
yeah, there's no alarm system. There's no lights.
Yeah.
People, it was just chaos. And but then you think of almost a zombie apocalyptic thing. How long would it take for us to start really getting serious? When all our food goes bad, we can't refrigerate anything. I mean, we start looting fucking people's houses, and it just turns into a fucking really messed up situation, dude. Yeah. So we really rely on power, man. We'll probably start killing each other if we didn't have power. Yeah. And who knows? What's to say some hacker doesn't attack that way, where they don't need to lift a gun? You know?
Knows.
They just shut off your fucking power grid and fuck you. Now you die.
Either that, or we all start acoustic bands. One or the other. We all just
man, a resurgence of unplugged albums.
We all just start Days of the New cover bands, I think, at that point.
Yeah, I still listen to that band, man. You know, uh, what is it called? The salt. I am the ground and the dirt. Walk on me, face of the earth. That's a fucking sick song, dude. I love that song, man.
Dope.
That song like transcends fucking heroin usage, and just like being all fucked up.
Shout out
But
to Days of the New.
what's that?
I said shout out to Days of the New on that one.
I know, man. They're fucking awesome. I don't know what happened to that guy. The last time I saw him, he was on like intervention or something. I was like, oh fuck. Is he still alive? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're breaking up a bit, Ben, but it could be me, right? Because what happened was, my battery charging port on my Apple phone wasn't charging, so I brought it to fucking Lawrence Square, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we need to replace the battery and the charging port." So I did that, and like now my phone just has shitty internet connection, which is a piss off.
Yeah.
So I'm eventually gonna have to fucking just go out and buy a new fucking phone, right? Like I have an iPhone 11, and I'm the type of guy that'll use it until I can't use it anymore. So I mean, I'm waiting for a deal at Rogers for like an Apple 15 or something, but they want you to like lease a phone and all this bullshit, and then fuck. How excited am I gonna be to buy a phone after 2 years of using that phone for $400? Like phones don't last. How shit is that phone gonna be after 2 years, and I have to give you $400 now and get a new phone? No. So I'm gonna wait until they have like some finance deal, $20 a month, and like hop on that. But I mean, I'm treading water here, man. I'm still losing battle because this phone's a piece of shit right now.
Hey, I'm still using the same phone I had in 2018, so it's on its last legs.
What kind of phone is that? Shout out to fucking.
It's a iPhone 6s. It's the last one with the
Oh
headphone,
shit.
which is why I'm holding it.
Yeah.
Because that headphone jack, man, like I don't know why they got rid
Right.
of
Right.
I know. But Ben, anything else? What's happening with you this summer? What are your plans? Any plans with videos or anything exciting going on?
that. I'm just doing lots of stuff. So I just wrapped up a lot of recording recently. I was working with a band called Christian and the Sinners. They're kind of like a punk version of Johnny Cash, if that makes sense. Like he's got
That's
that
awesome.
Kind of lower voice and kind of rock and roll, but energetic, So we did a bunch of songs with them. That one we recorded all live off the floor. No, the only overdubs we did a couple backing vocals, and I think we cleaned up guitar on one track, and that's about it. The rest of it's all live off the floor, all out in our main area where we shot the video with you guys.
Wow.
And then I wrapped up a project with a punk band called Vestigio. But then we also just started another project. So we did a 3-song. They did a 3-song split with a band from New York, and then immediately we've gone back and started an album now. So I'll be doing a session with them later on today, actually. I've got had a music video lined up, performance video with a local band called Sun Below. They're like a doom, sludgy, kind of heavy band.
I've heard of them, man.
They're pretty cool. Their guitar player has this massively loud amp. It's just ridiculous. But fortunately, their drummer injured himself, so we had to push that one off a little bit. So we'll be
Sun Below.
Yeah, Sun Below. If you've ever heard of Black Throne Productions, I think they're
Yeah.
They do that group does a lot of the heavier, sludgy stoner bands and that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that one once the drummer's healed up and we can shoot it. But otherwise, I've also just been working a lot with my band, Pioneer Anomaly. We've got, it started off as an EP, and it's going to be an album overall, but we're trying to kind of reinvent how we're putting our music out. So rather than doing a whole album at once, we're just going to release one song at a time, but eventually it will lead up to a full album. So that's all in the works this summer. I don't have a time frame for the release, but we're getting close to getting it wrapped up. And,
cool, dude.
Yeah, we'll be performing later on this summer, August 23rd here at Primal Note as part of.
What day is that?
It's a Friday. Yeah, Friday, August 23rd. It's for a festival called Suspense Fest.
Would I be able to like? Can anybody show up to that or?
Oh yeah, it's open to anybody.
Okay, I'm gonna come.
I think it's 15 at the door.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there, man.
6 bands. That's gonna be a really great show.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I want to check you guys out.
Yeah, man, it'll be the first time we've been on stage in quite a long time. We took sort of not quite a hiatus, but we've been focusing on writing and recording for like the last 2 years now. Because my band, we're the ones who kind of helped build this whole place, and so our focus was just getting Primal Note finished and getting it operational. So
looks really cool. You guys did a really good job, man. So
and it's
shout out.
There's something new around here, and my partner Christine is always doing our installations around here. So there's always something new.
Really good artist. Really good artist.
It's
yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. But all that being said, I'm always looking for more bands to work with. More videos to show, that kind of stuff.
They can check again. The website's primalnote.com. It has all the information. Check it out. They got studio rooms from as low as they'll work with your budgets. You know what I mean? I don't know what are your rooms cost these days. What do you have? What's your cheapest room to?
So you can get into a shared space for the $339 a month. That gets you in. It gets you a guaranteed full day per week, but the option to potentially get more. If no one's in the room, if none of the other bands are using it, you can always go in and use it. But you're guaranteed that one full day, and that's like noon to midnight. So you don't have to be watching the clock the whole time you're here. You can get in and spend.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then if you need more time, there's the rates go up depending on how much more time you need. Basically, if you want the whole room to yourself, we can do that. If you want 2-3 days guaranteed per week, we can do that. Again, I work with people's budgets because I know it's a tough time for musicians these days.
Yeah, man, it is. Especially I haven't really made much money playing live, right? It's like you kind of break even, Well, when I was really touring, we would break even. It was an experience for sure, but I mean, we didn't have some record company saying, "Hey, man, here's fucking thousands of dollars, drive to wherever the fuck and have a great time." No.
Yeah, I think we're all trying to we're all having to reinvent ourselves at this point. I've personally been leaning towards the idea of taking all of our stuff offline as far as Pioneer Anomaly is concerned. And just doing physical medium, like records or CDs or something. Because at this point, the streaming game just doesn't make sense if you're a small band. If you're an established artist and you have a fan base, then streaming might make sense because you'll get consistent plays. The algorithm will push you better. But if you're a small local band and you're in the process of just getting out there and building a fan base, I don't know that it's really worth it anymore to do Spotify or any of those things. Right off the bat. Because it's if you can sell a couple records, you can make more money than years of being on Spotify. As a small. I
agree, and I think that physical copy of something is gonna come back around full circle, and people are gonna really realize and appreciate the artwork in a fucking vinyl album or a CD or something physical that they can hold and play.
Yeah.
There's something about that's gonna there's gonna be a resurgence of that, right? So I mean, it's cool to have. Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of people are really getting interested. At least when I say a lot of people, I don't mean millions of people, but it seems like there is a dedicated crowd out there that is starting to understand that having stuff all through streaming and digital libraries and stuff like that, it means that you don't own it. And so it means that if a license is up or if a company changes their position or goes under, all that stuff is gone. So having a record, that's yours. You have it in your hands and you can do with it what you want. If you want to get rid of it, you can get rid of it. If you want to hold on to it, you can hold on to it. You get your say in that one. So I think there's a small kind of audience kind of waking up to that idea and thinking, this physical thing, it may cost me $20, $40, $50, even $100, but it's mine. It's a thing that I own. I can, I can cherish this thing, and I think maybe people might, in the end, find there's more value to that.
They will. I really believe that they will. Yeah, something physical, definitely. This is some knowledge that you're dropping, right? Like I don't hear people talk about this enough.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you, right? Like, yeah, like I want to share my music with the world, and that's kind of like why I'm doing this. I want as many people as possible to listen to it, but I feel like the artwork medium behind music is lost.
Yeah, yeah, and but you're also you're competing. When you're dealing with something like Spotify or Apple Music or any of that kind of stuff, you're competing with artists who are spending millions of dollars a year on advertising and marketing. And a lot of these, like, if you're talking about artists that are on like a major record label, the major record labels have deals with Spotify. So while they don't say it outright, they get preferential treatment, and they can market things better. There are artists who, when they're making a deal with Spotify, can get pushed to the front, even if that's not a genre you listen to. They show up in your feed, so it's something that a local band or a smaller band can't really take advantage of. But what you can take advantage of is, say you're playing a show and you don't have anything online, and you say, look, if you really like this music, we've got stuff at at the merch table. You can buy this music from us and have it. But otherwise, the only other way to hear it is to come back and watch us again.
I love it.
And I mean, it also puts the pressure on the bands then to write the best music they can write.
Yeah.
I think right now we're in a phase where, particularly for smaller bands, is that we're having to do kind of gimmicky stuff on social media, like little sketches and comedy bits and following trends and crap like that, which we're not actors, we're not marketers. we're musicians, we're playing songs, so it's not our strength to be like, oh, here's the goofy side of our band in this video online. Like, it doesn't flow for a lot of people, but what we can do is we can work on writing the best music we can, and then controlling that market ourselves by not putting it on the major streaming services and being like, you know what, this is ours. We're not going to, make 5 cents in 2 years on Spotify. We're going to make maybe $100 in record sales locally. It's still a better deal. So.
Oh yeah. Ben, we're gonna. What?
It's stuff I think about a lot. I'm here every day, and I'm working with my band, and I'm working with lots of local bands, and I'm just trying to think of strategies that will help them realistically actually get themselves out there.
I want to thank you for having Primal Note Studios for indie bands to practice in, man, because I mean, there can't be enough of those places. I mean, and there's not enough of those places. Yeah. And it's not easy to run a business like that, I can imagine. And, I really appreciate what you do. You're a soldier for independent artists. And, I want people to hear that as well, right? Just before you go, what was the name of that record company with some Zero, is it?
Sorry, what's that?
What was the name of the record company that Some Zero rolls with?
Oh, it's I don't think it's a record company. It's a production company. They're called Black Throne.
Black Throne. Okay, I gotta remember that because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about that shit.
Yeah, you'll find that they book a lot of shows around town. They may be a company. I don't know a whole lot about them. It's just something I see popping up, and whenever I see those down-tuned, loud, sludgy bands, they seem to be associated with that group, so they seem like they're doing some cool stuff.
Yeah, I want to check that, because I write a lot of stuff like that, right? And I know a band, Star Beast, they write a lot of stuff like that, and they just kind of signed a record deal with an independent company, and I've heard that name before, and I'm feeling that it's like they're connected somehow, so I'm going to do some research, but I thank you for teaching our audience today about, how to run with social media, how to market yourself, how to be true to what you're trying to do. Thanks for having Primal Note Studios. Check it out, primalnote.com for the rehearsals or videos, man. This guy does great videos. Washer dryer, check the music video, the uncut version right now. We're going to have the cut version hopefully for Halloween. The Android Meme just released a video, Vincent Verbum. They're playing with us Saturday, August 10th at the Dakota Tavern, so that's going to be really cool. Primal Note's a great place to fucking eat too. Like, there's so many great places to eat. You got California sandwiches, you got Taste of Shawarma, you got Little Jamaica, you got fucking lots of options.
Yeah,
you will not be left stranded. Sorry.
I said the neighborhood's getting more interesting. The longer we're here, the more stuff keeps popping up, and it's a cool spot. It's I think a part of town that not a lot of people are really that aware of just yet. Maybe when the Eglinton line finishes 300 years, they'll
yeah, exactly.
notice a bit more.
Thanks, Ben, for doing this, and we'll keep in touch with you. Okay.
For sure. Thanks for having me on.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.
Frail Fragments, Monster Closet.